and welcome to my fifth reading, pick a card reading. This one is going to be about how can you receive more love, or how can you be in a more receptive energy. So in this world, we are taught to give. We are taught to always be the one who give. So this reading hopefully will help you how to be in a more receiving energy. So there are 3 piles to choose from, and it's gonna be a washi tape. Pile number 1 is this washi tape. Pile number 2 is this washi tape, and pile number 3 is this washi tape. Yeah, so pick whatever ones you are called to, and if the message doesn't resonate, then it's not meant for you. So yeah, thank you. Hello, pile 1, whoever chose this washi tape. So today we're going to be reading about how can you receive more love, or how can you get into the energy of receiving. So your energy is represented by this dragonfly, and the card you got is the Hermit with this clarifier of the ring. Number 25, ring to the right, your love is alive, it will ever be bright and continue to thrive. Ring to the left and troubles begin, your heart will be cleft and filled with chagrin. Okay, so next you got the Daughter of Wands with this clarifier with number 2, clover. Flowers surrounded in clover leaf mean happiness, surmounted over grief, bits of luck and fortune await. You have the potential to make life great. So I'm just gonna put this here. I'm gonna put it like this instead, because then you can see all the cards. And the clarifier for the High Priestess is number 7, snake. Vile is the serpent who lulls with a bite. Be not indulgent or slow to the fight. Flee every moment she turns on the charm. This poised opponent will bring you to harm. Okay. So, pile 1, how can you receive more love or be in the energy of receiving? Is that you tend to think too much. I think you have a very busy mind and tend to be in your head a lot about things about, are you doing enough? Should you do more? How can you give more? Or how can you be of service more? Am I doing enough? This kind of energy, and how can you be in more of a receiving energy rather than more of a giving energy? Because I feel like pile 1, you do reside more in the energy of giving, like how can I give more, how can I be more of help, how can I contribute more, or how can I make this person more happy, make this person day. Some of you might have a people-pleasing tendency, which is yeah, if you notice that about yourself, it's like you like to keep people happy, and you do go out of your way to do that, to help people. So how can you be an energy of receiving more? So it's gonna be a bit uncomfortable or even difficult for you, especially for you pile 1, because like I say, you do reside more in the energy of giving. So when you start to receive, you feel like feel a bit ill-fitted, like, is this right? So this reading is about how can you receive more or be comfortable with receiving, not feeling guilty, not feeling out of place when you are receiving, is the first one is the hermit. Is, I guess, observe your thoughts, as in why do you think like that? Like, for example, if you receive or if you were giving something like help or a good thing happen, like for example, you are in a line in a restaurant, but then you got lucky and you got lucky, so you got to go in front of the line first because there was a lock drawn and you got lucky, and you're like, wow, that's very nice, I guess. Yeah, something like that. So they pull you from the back of the line to the front, and you got lucky, but then you feel a bit bad, I guess, or guilty, like, well, these people in front of me came first, why do I get to go first? Just because I got lucky doesn't mean I deserve to go first because people in the line came first, something like that. So you gotta observe those thoughts. So you gotta observe why you think like that, why when something good happen, or when you receiving something like blessing, gifts, even luck that wasn't in your control, that was out of your control, like that example, why is your first thought immediately go to, instead of wow, I'm so lucky, but instead it goes toward more of a negative, like, oh, but I feel bad for these people, they waited longer than me, and I feel guilty that I get to go first even though I came later. But you, by that example, you wasn't the one who, create that kind of system. You were just lucky because when they draw the card, you got the card, so you get to go first, something like that. So you don't have to wait in line. So it wasn't even your like doing with the blessing, but you still feel guilty, something like that. Yeah. I hope you understand that example. It's a bit, yeah. So firstly, we gotta observe our thoughts. Why do we feel guilty for receiving? Why do we question a word while receiving? Like, another example would be a friend would give you a lovely gift, like really expensive gift, and your first thought would be, wow, this is too expensive for me, or I gotta one up her next time and got her an even more expensive gift because she got me one, something like that. When receiving, why do we need to, when you're receiving part one, you have to ask yourself why you gotta question it, why you gotta earn it, I guess. Like, what did I do to get so lucky? What did I do to got a friend who bought me such an expensive gift for no reason? There gotta be a reason, and you try to find this reason, like, did I do something, did I help that friend with something? But the real reason, by one, if you can reflect and observe, is that the real reason is just who you are. It's like you deserve to be giving things, like you deserve to be lucky and bath in that luck. You deserve to receive expensive gift without having to do anything, and without having to do anything to earn it. You deserve to be giving love, attention, and care just because that's who you are. It's just you, not what you do or what you have to do or what you have to earn or what you have to return back. Yeah, so we gotta observe why we tend to always go towards those thoughts when we are giving something. And by one, how can you receive more love, is that be confident in yourself. By one, be more confident in who you are, because you are, I think naturally you are a very lucky person, and you do receive a lot luck like lucky thing, you know, like for example, like I gave, like you got a ticket to go first in line even though you came later, but like you just got a lucky draw. Yeah, something like that. I think a lot of lucky things gonna be happening to you, or had happened, or will start happening in the near future for you, to get you more used to receiving. Like I said, when you got an unexpected blessing, how do you react? Yeah, how do you react to those blessings? Subconsciously, you might need to be aware of that. Like I said, you might like go, what did I do to deserve this, or I have to give it back, or repay back, something like that. So yeah, so you're gonna be lucky for, so you're gonna start being lucky, or you have been, just to get you to practice on those reflexes more, those thoughts more, just to get you to notice how you react to blessing. So yeah, if you find yourself being lucky, like find money on the ground, or be the 50th customer to get a free drink or whatever, if you find yourself getting more lucky, use that opportunity to observe yourself on how you react to the unexpected blessing. Yeah, do you like feel honor and bad in it, or do you feel like, why is this happening, I don't deserve it? Or yeah, just observe when you find yourself being unexpectedly lucky or unexpectedly blessed, as in like your friend got you a free ticket to a movie, to a concert, and you're like, how can I repay? That's example. So you're like, I'm gonna pay you back, even though your friend's like, no, I give you this ticket for free because I just want to give it to you. But you're like, no, I need to pay. So I need to pay this person, this friend of mine who gave me free ticket. I just need to. It's like you have to observe yourself on how you react to being unexpectedly giving things, like on blessing. Yeah, why do you need to feel the need, by example, to pay your friend back that ticket, even though your friend explicitly told you that she's giving you for free? And yeah, that's kind of observing. Just reflect on your action, your thought, and observe them in a detached way, not in a judgmental way. It's like that example is like when you find yourself being feeling unworthy of receiving. It's like, oh, I feel bad for my friend for giving me this free ticket, I need to pay her back. And then you realize, like, why can't I just receive free thing without feeling bad? We don't need to judge ourselves. We just have to observe and go, oh, why do I react like this when I get unexpectedly free thing? I need to make a conscious effort to receive. Why do I feel bad? So yeah, we gotta go deep by one, and even journal it out. I guess journal it out, like when I unexpectedly receive blessing of everything, I feel bad. Why? Because I don't feel worthy, or I were taught to always give back, something like that. It's like a observation or journal prompt you can do. Observation about your reaction. Yeah, if you never been taught, or if you grew up giving more than being received, love, attention, care, blessing, or whatever, it's gonna be, you're gonna have to practice receiving without feeling like guilt, bad, or feeling uncomfortable. It's gonna be practice, and like I said, you're going to get a lot of practice out of that, of unexpected blessing coming to you. So yeah. And how can you receive more love or how can you be in a receiving energy in general? Pi 1 is that, like I mentioned, you gotta observe yourself. It's like refusing to receive, refusing to take, and only give is a form of self-betrayal or even self-sabotage, and it can be very harmful to yourself and even other. Like it's like you putting a blueprint or you're teaching other not to treat you in a way that rising yourself. Yes, you're teaching yourself and other that you're not a priority, that you come last, that you don't need to be taken care of, or you don't need to be giving anything because you don't want to bother anyone. Yes, this is just a very deep, difficult, even sad realization that we have to come into Pi 1 so that we can be in the energy of receiving more. It's like I said, you gotta question yourself. Why do I always betray myself? Like when I asked for help and I did receive help, why do I feel like I was weak for doing that? Why do I hate myself for needing help in the first place? Why can't I do it all by myself? So that's might be your pattern of thoughts whenever you need help, or whenever you need help and you ask for help and you hate yourself for being vulnerable or being weak. But you gotta know, Pi 1, that asking for help is not weak at all. It's actually the opposite. It's the strongest, bravest thing anyone can do, by asking for help, and that's the strongest form of self-love. You shouldn't hate yourself for doing that. So not asking for help when you need it is actually self-betrayal and self-sabotaging, more like. Yes, so Pi 1, how can you be in an energy of receiving more? Is just notice this pattern that you have when it comes to receiving, when it comes to blessing, when it comes to asking for help. Why do you think you're undeserving of it? Why do you have to repay back? Why do you have to feel weak or feel bad for needing help? Or why do you doesn't prioritize yourself? Why do you have to overthink when someone give you a blessing or a gift? You deserve it. You deserve everything that was given to you and more. And if you need something, like, oh, I need to spend more time alone, don't hesitate to ask that from your friend, your partner even. Yeah, because we gotta prioritize ourselves and not feel bad about it, not feel guilty about it, because that's how we love ourselves, Pi 1, by prioritizing ourselves and putting ourselves first. That's how we receive. When you give yourself time, attention, like when you give yourself time alone, when you give yourself a treat, when you give yourself grace, like less pressure, when you give yourself positive reinforcement, not negative one. Like, for example, if you make a mistake at work, for example, reflectively, you would go, it's just an example, you would go, oh, why did you do that? You're so stupid, or you're so incompetent. I think it's time to recognize that way of thinking doesn't help. So instead, we should make a conscious choice of of soothing, like, oh, it's okay, everybody make mistake. I am, as long as I'm trying my best, and today I just feel a bit tired today, so maybe I need a little bit of time alone or time off or a longer break, something like that, and I'm gonna give that to myself, and I will not feel bad or feel guilty about it. When I give something to myself, like time alone, time off, gratitude, or like when I spend money on myself, I will receive it wholeheartedly without guilt. When I give to myself, I can receive it from myself. It's not just hard to receive from other people. Sometimes it is difficult to receive from ourselves as well. When I give myself time, I need to receive that for myself. I need to receive that time without feeling guilty or pressure or, shame. So yeah, these are the kind of thoughts or pattern you should observe. When you give something to yourself, how do you feel? Pi 1, we're gonna share a narrative of receiving. Receiving shouldn't be associated with guilt or shame or worth. Receiving is a natural part of life. Receiving is how you replenish your energy and how you honor yourself. So that example, if your friend is giving you a free ticket to a concert and she explicitly told you it's for free, I'm giving you for free, you might want to go like, thank you so much, this make my day, and make an effort not to feel bad, not to overthink about, oh, should I pay her back, not to go like, oh, I'm gonna pay you back of that ticket, because that kind of act can discredit or even dishonor your friend like gift, because they already told you it's for free. So if you keep trying to give your friend money, you might be a bit like disrespectful to your friend wish or your friend goodwill. It's that kind of thoughts. Yes. So like, just imagine like when you're trying to do something for others, like to give other, like you bought someone what like when you were helping someone, do you go, oh, they better pay me back? I don't think you think like that, Pi 1. So it must be true for other people as well. When they help you, they don't think like that either. And if they do, then they're not. Then that's not really helping, because helping out of kindness doesn't require you to repay. If they're helping you and want something back from you, those people are not helping. Those people are just transaction. Yeah, they're just transactioning like with you, so that's not helping. Don't call it helping, because it's not. That's just an exchange of energy. Yeah, when you help, so Pi 1, when you help people, you don't expect anything back. So that can apply the same with you. Another, if someone helps you and they don't expect anything back, respect that. Don't try to give it back. Don't try to feel guilty about it either, that you needed help in the first place, because everyone needs help. Yeah. So yeah, Pi 1. So Pi 1, I'm going to give you this whisper of love card for how can you be in the energy of receiving more. So you got number 37. Act as if your partner is here, whether you have someone in your life or not. Act as if they are with you, so you will always consider them. Yeah. So number 37. Whether you have someone in your life or not, act as if they are with you, so you will always consider them. If your action and thoughts take someone else's feeling into account, you will be more aligned with a true relationship. Yes, like I said, when someone helped you out of goodness of their heart and you try to give back or like one up, you kind of doesn't take that person feeling into consideration. Like for example, your friend who tried to give you a free ticket, but you're like trying to pay it back, so you kind kind of disrespecting or not, like consider that your friend feeling that they want to just give you something for free. So please take other people in consideration as well. I know your feeling of like, I need to give it back, guilt or shame with receiving is very like a reflex or a subconscious or intense like thing, but this is another way that you can receive more, is be considerate of the person who also giving you something because they want to. If your partner is not with you yet, generate the feeling that you are already sharing your life with your special someone. This will change the way you feel and can alter your attitude and your potential to attract them into your life. Revel in the thought that you are in a faithful relationship. When you create a vacuum by affirming your desires, if you have it, the universe will bring it to you more quickly. You draw into your life the things that are in harmony with your beliefs. Believe and trust that love is coming your way. See your energy as the love attracting magnet. Live as if you are in your desired relationship, and appreciate the phrase prior to the arrival of love. A fairy couple effortlessly dances across the night sky. A large moth is beneath them. The moth uses its scent to pull in a mate. There is no concern, worry, or doubt concerning her ability to attract love. Use the energy of the moth to relax into a state of trust. Love is not far away, and you are in the process of bringing it to you. Yes, by 1. Get used to the energy of being in the receiving end of love, attention, care, and not feel guilty about it, because that's the foundation you want to stand on. Those are the blueprint you want to give, or instruction that you want to give to people coming into your life, a partner, a friend, like even an employer, that you deserve to receive. You deserve help, and you deserve to ask for things. You don't need to be the one giving all the time. If you find yourself like attracted to or surrounded by people who want something for you, or like take a lot, but just because you love to give them something as your love language, you might find that those kind of relationship kind of drain your energy. You know what I mean? And you feel a bit unreciprocal, a bit one-sided. So if you are so that kind of relationship is what you want to distance yourself from, because you want to be in a more receiving energy. We got to practice that so that we can attract people, places, things that also doesn't mind or also honor our energy of receiving. Okay, part 1, I'm gonna give you a poem, an original poem written by me. This one is called Kindness Win. How kind of you to smile when you rather not. How kind of you to say sorry first. How kind of you to notice unhappiness in someone. How kind of you to hold the door open. Every little gesture do count. The impact life-changing sometimes. And you may never notice how kind you are, or the choices you made were kind, because you can choose to frown or shout in impatience. You can choose to walk away without waiting it out. You can choose to ignore people's feelings rather than acknowledge them. How kind of you to choose love. How brave of you against darkness to rise above. Yes, that's you, Pi. 1, I think that poem really describe your energy really well. You are very kind, like so kind that when that kindness is giving back to you, don't be surprised, or don't go like what? Don't go like, I need to earn this, what did I do to deserve this? Because how much you give your kindness, it's natural that you should be received back too, you know. Like observe how much you give people, and when the kindness is given back to you, this how much you give to people is how much you should receive to pi 1, nothing more, nothing less. Like if you're, like for example, if you are kind to someone, like if someone forgot their wallet and they can't afford, and they were buying a coffee, you would be the type of person to buy the coffee for them and expect nothing back. So if the role were reversed, if you were that person who forgot their wallet and someone kindly offered to buy the coffee for you without you having to pay back, you have to accept that what you give is what you get. And if you give a lot of kindness, so don't be resistant to receive it back too, you know. It's a bit, this is gonna be a bit harsh, but it's a bit hypocritical of you if you give a lot of kindness, but then when those kindness come back, you feel like, oh, I don't deserve this. It's a bit hypocritical, right? So yeah, that's just something to think about, something to observe, to be made aware of your pattern of when you're receiving, so that you can be in the energy of receiving more, receiving love, energy of receiving. Yes. Okay, that's it for you, pi 1. Thank you for listening. And if you want to read more of my original poetry, you can check out my Instagram. And if you want to read more of a written like type of pick a card, you can follow my Tumblr below. So thank you. Bye bye. Hello, pi 2, whoever shows this washi tape. So how can pi 2 receive more love or be in a more receptive energy? You got your energy is represented by the Panther, and you got the 5 of Cups with this to clarify. Number 15, Bear, Brownie and Bull. Here is the Bear. Your financial position, you should be aware. Spend your resources with wisdom and care. Use your power to be strong and fair. And then you got 5 of Pentacles with this clarifier. Number 22, Crossroad, a road in the open revealed best way. Choose wisely your path to avoid any dismay. Follow your dreams with faith and precision. All will be clear once you have made your decision. So, just bring this up. So 5 already. That might be a number you see a lot. And you got the Sun of Cups with this clarifier. Number 3, Ship. A ship carrying gold sails straight into view, lying in its hole, a fortune for you. If you should travel with a special friend, memories unfurl for years upon end. So yes, I do. How can you be in a more receptive energy or receive more? Is that thing that didn't work out for you could be things don't work out or go your way like you expect. You find when that happened and you find that discouraging, or like the world is against me, if you are in line of more of those energy, more those thoughts, you kinda not in a receiving energy of like, did I have a more plan or more a better plan for you that are more aligned with you, or they needed you to go back to the start or go back to the reason why you do the thing you do. Yeah, it's like the reason why you do something. Why, like for example, are you dating this person just because you're supposed to, or like you're that age that you're dating, that you should date, or are you dating this person because you genuinely want to be with them, or want to build something together, want to create a life together, or you're just dating just because yeah. And you have to, in a way, things that are taken from you, like, or if you get a feeling that something must end, or you have to, for example, end a relationship or walk away from something or somewhere, someplace, because you feel like the thing you currently have isn't really fulfilling you. You're right, pie 2, because in order to receive something, we must make room for it, right? Another example would be if you looking for a job that suit you more, that make you more passionate, more in alignment of who you are. Like you want to be a movie director or whatever, but you already got a job as just an example, a secretary, and it pay well, and it's a normal job, and it basically give you everything you need, but not really, like it's not really what you want to do. But yeah, it's like if you want a better path, we have to make that kind of sacrifice. So in a way, to receive more is not to give more, but to make room. So we must sacrifice. Like maybe you should leave your secretary job and look for a job that more in line with you, or create one. It's just an example. If you feel like that's what you want to do, pie 2, if that resonates. So because this energy is more like I said, rejection is divine protection, and if we want to receive something better, we must be willing to give up something that's just okay. Like another example would be you are surrounded by this friend group that are just friend, but you just don't really feel that connected with them. It's like you just don't really talk about anything deep, just like, and your interests aren't really aligned, and their value is so different. But we've been friends, and you don't have been friends for a while, and by 2 you don't have any other friends, so you just stick with this group, but you don't feel that connected with them. So this energy would be you're willing to walk away from that group. It doesn't have to be like dramatically walk away. It's just like slowly phasing out, or slowly distance yourself from that friend group, and in order to make room for a new one, or in order to have time to search for a new friend group that more in line with you and who you are. It's like instead of spending time bored of your mind in that friend group, you will use that time instead to join a club that align with your interests, like a painting club, or art club, theater club, something like that. 2, how to be in a more receptive energy, or how can you receive more love, is that you have to be okay with letting go with things, people, places that doesn't serve you anymore, to make place and room for what will fulfill you more, or what will give you that sense of belonging. Like go to places or to people that you can be authentic with, that you don't have to put on a mask or pretend to be someone you're not. People can only give to you as who you are. Like, for example, if you present yourself as this type of person, not really in alignment with you, then you can only receive the part that you presented. It's hard to explain. So, for example, if you pretend that you're, for example, this is just an example. So, if you pretend that you love Star Wars, like, just to fit in, and you pretend to be a fan, just because you want to fit in, or you want to feel belong. So you tell them that you love Star Wars, so your friend would give you like Star Wars gifts, like movie tickets, Legos, stuff related to Star Wars, like t-shirt, merch, because you told them you love Star Wars. But in actuality, part 2, you actually don't like Star Wars, or you don't even care about it. So the gift that you receive as Star Wars gifts or merch, you're like, these things are useless because I don't like them. I don't really care about Star Wars. I haven't even watched the movie, but but you don't know how to tell your friend that the truth. You don't know how to tell your friend the truth that you don't like Star Wars. So yeah, that's what I mean. That's just an example of you can only receive what you give in. So if you give false facts about yourself, then in a way that's all what you're gonna receive. But would be like if someone asks you if you have time, and then you would tell them that you do have time even though you don't. they would take your time, and you would be a bit angry or like anxious because you don't have time, but they don't know that because you told them that you do have time even though you don't. It's like this kind of energy. So we gotta be honest with ourselves and others about what we need. If you need more time, you can go like, oh sorry, I don't have time because I need this time to go catch my bus or whatever. Yeah, something like that. We gotta tell people what we need, and we gotta tell them the truth what we need. Because it's okay to tell people the truth what you need and what you like and what you don't like. You can, by that Star Wars example, you can tell your friend like, actually guy, I don't like Star Wars anymore, so please do not give me any more Star Wars merch for my birthday, something like that. And we can, yeah. Why do we feel the need to lie about what we need or what we like or what we don't like in the first place? From the Star Wars example, is that you, in a way, you want to feel belong with that group, because like for example, that group of friends, they all love Star Wars and you don't want to feel left out. It's just an example, so you say the thing that you said. But in a way, if we try to fit in a place where we have to be inauthentic to ourselves, we kind of block the real group of friends from that example that are looking for us, you know. Yeah, so in a way we have to make room to find what we really like and what we really want. That's this thing that's how you can receive more love. Part 2, your big theme is make space, make room, like clear everything that's not authentic you and make room for the real you. Like from that example, announce to your friend that you no longer like Star Wars and join a club of maybe you like painting or poetry, or yeah, so go join a club that in alignment with your interests and find a group of friends. It's easier said than done, but it's like the universe is so abundant, the universe is so giving. Part 2, you might have misconception that if I don't craft this thing, or if I don't take this job, or if I don't fit into this group, then I will have nothing or no one. So it's a bit of a misconception that you need to take things as quickly as you can because you're afraid that there won't be any more. So that's a misconception, because like I said, the universe is very abundant, it's very giving. The universe is ready to give you so much, like so much. That group of friends that you always want and feel belong, that can actually connect it to you and love the thing that you do. That's part, that occupation, that job that you're looking for is also looking for you. It's actually the thing that you want is looking for you, by too, but it can't find you because you're not really you. Sometimes you're someone else. Just an example, that dream relationship that you want is also looking for you, the one that actually fits you more than you can ever imagine. So the universe is very generous by 2 and very giving. So in a way, you this is how you can be in a more receptive energy, more receiving energy, be ready to clear out and purge out anything that's not serving you, not aligning with you anymore, and not that are just okay. Yeah, be ready to not settle on just okay, or just like kind of lack mentality, like I need to get this before it's gone, because the universe is so ready to give you what you want, what you deserve. You deserve a group of friends that you feel belong to. You deserve a job that you're actually passionate at. You deserve the world, honestly, part two. So be ready to receive that. Be ready to clear out, and even be ready to be alone or walk alone for a while until the thing you're looking for come in, because you know, when you like for example, you know, when you're cleaning out your closet, so you're cleaning out your closet, right? And when you finish cleaning out your closet, you realize a closet that all the clothes that you don't wear anymore, or it's not your style anymore, yeah, that you don't vibe with anymore. When you finish cleaning that closet, you realize, oh wait, I have so much space. I have so much space to fill up, because I'm getting rid of a lot. This clothes, it doesn't fit me anymore, so there's like empty spaces in my closet. So yeah, be ready to have empty spaces in some of the places in your life, and be alone. Like, instead of hanging out with those group of friends that you don't vibe with, be ready to spend more time with yourself and get to know yourself, and go to art classes that you always want to go but your friend doesn't, example like that. So because you will eventually find what you're looking for. You will eventually find or buy on new clothes that you actually vibe with, or that you actually will wear, and it's actually your style to fill that closet. Just in metaphor, yeah, like you will definitely meet people that vibe with you to fill up those spaces that were left empty. And 5 it is a big change. Pi 2, you might see 5 a lot. Why this is going on? Because in order to be in a receiving receptive energy, we must change for the better. Change to be more authentic to ourselves, to receive what's authentic to us. He said the universe is ready to give you what you want, so please make room for what you want. Okay, Pi 3. Oh, sorry, Pi 2. I'm gonna give you Whisper of Love card for how can you be in a more receptive energy. Number 38. Honesty is essential. Speak with love and truth. Yeah, honesty. Have to be honest with yourself. Pi 2, about what you want. Like I said, do you want to continue being friend in this friend group? Do you want to continue to hang out with this person or date this person? Do you want to continue work in this kind of job? So we're gonna be honest with ourselves to finally receive to finally be able to receive the things that are aligned with our heart desires. So number 38. Speak with love and truth. Love aims to do what is best for another person. Speak honestly. Tell the truth about your emotion. There is an opportunity to clear the air and create a positive outcome. Truthfulness is an important part of any relationship. If you are sharing something that isn't real, you aren't being straightforward. Oh yeah. And it's time to be honest about what you don't want, but also, like my example with the Star Wars, like you don't want Star Wars thing anymore, but it's also important to be honest about what you want. Like if you have a partner and you feel like they don't spend enough time with you, we can ask for more time. We can speak to them and tell them honestly, like, I feel like you've been neglecting me, or you haven't been spending time with me. Can we spend more time together? Something like that. Yeah, we have to ask for things as well, because that will give more chance to the person or people to give you what you want. It's like sign for them to give you what you need and what you want. We owe it to ourselves to do that. Truthfulness is an important part of any relationship. If you are sharing something that isn't real, you aren't being straightforward. When you avoid the truth because you fear how it will be received, you create blocks or walls in your relationship. Work on speaking with clarity, love, softness, and honesty to get to the truth and develop a stronger bond with your partner. Be compassionate about their emotion. Try to be open to what they have to say, and avoid personalizing their frankness. A woman faces a masked man who is presenting her with a rose. So if you notice that when you express your need and your want, like that example with your partner, you ask them for more time to spend time together, and if that is perceived, or if that partner of yours, just an example, react in a way that doesn't really consider it to you, like they would go, oh, but I don't have time, I'm busy, or yeah, something like that. It really shows that your needs isn't their priority. If they respond to your honesty is negative, then I don't think that's in alignment with you truth. So if you finally decide to be honest and the response isn't as well perceived, then we gotta let go of those people, places, things that doesn't honor your truth. A woman faces a masked man who is presenting her with a rose. The mask suggests something is hidden or being glossed over. Our fear of upsetting each other. The woman turned back could indicate an unwillingness to believe there is more going on than meets the eye. You are responsible for how you communicate with your partner. Be open and connected to create a healthy relationship. Yeah, that example that I gave about you needing more time, but you don't tell the person that. You just say, oh, it's okay, I have time, but actually you don't. We gotta start being honest about and communicate about our needs, because that person might not know, genuinely not know that you don't have time, because they ask and you respond and you basically lie that you have time. It's just an example, so they don't know. So we have to be honest in our communication, we have to communicate our needs honestly, and that is hard to do if we never done it before. But this is how you can be in a more receptive energy. When you if you need more time and you communicate that, like, oh, I need more time, and you will receive more time. And yeah, it's very simple, but yeah, it's very simple, but sometimes it just doesn't seem like that, right? But it is kind of like that. Okay, pie 2, I'm gonna give you a poem. Pie 2, I write a lot of original poetry, and this one is for you. Number 55, surrendering my sorrow, surrendering to my flaws. If there is no perfection, I would be perfect. Nitpicking my vision, aiming for the best, left behind a broken body and an anxiety ridden mind. Right path, don't do that. Peace is not a compromise. 'Tis a birthright, just like how everyone will die. Getting my soul back, revive my forgotten joy. Every day is supposed to be precious, not wishing for it to stop. Yeah, this is what I was talking about. If something didn't work out, or if the path you are on is giving you more grief than joy, or if the path you are on is like very stressful, or like go against everything that you are, I guess, or isn't giving you any peace, we have to ask ourselves why we're doing this in the first place. Where are we trying to go? If a path that you are on is taking from you, then giving you back, then we have to reevaluate that path and that's also why we want to live like this, you know what I mean? Yeah, so that's it for you, Pi 2. There's a lot to think about, and you can do it, because in a way, letting go of things, think of it as like making a space for new and authentic thing to come in its place. It is a sad thing, but it doesn't have to be. You can see it as a new path, new alignment. You can see it as making space, making room for better, more authentic job, person, things, whatever. Yeah. Okay, part 2, if you want to read more of my original poetry, you can follow my Instagram, and if you want to read more, pick a card, follow me in Tumblr. Okay, thank you, bye. Hi, Pi 3, whoever chooses this red washi tape. So, how can you receive more love or be in a more receptive energy? Your energy is represented by the butterfly, and you got the 6 of Pentacles with this clarifying cross, number 36. A cross weaves pain, historically sad. A distance too close means tidings are bad. A distance too close means tidings are bad, yeah. Suffering increases when the cross is near, but burden can lift if you persevere. Oh, and then you got the Chariot with this clarifying card, number 1, Shalaver. Heed well good news from the Calaver. Impassioned view promise good cheer. Sadness that hides veil in the day. Once disguise soon flies away. And then you got the 5 Pentacles as well as the Ace of Swords. They came out together. And this is the clarifying card. Number 30, Lilies. Lilies are white, green leaves surround. The outlook is bright and passion will abound. When this card rests higher, it means good disposition. The card resting lower is the Taoist position. Okay, yeah. So that's the card you got. So, Pi 3, how can you be in a more receiving energy or receptive energy, or how can you receive more love? Is that so you have this number 5, 6, 7, yeah, 7, yeah. So there's a progression going on, as in I think you are learning how to have a balanced relationship of give and take. Maybe in the past, in a relationship, whether romantic or friendship, or even in a career, you find yourself giving or being that person who give a lot and always give, and there's come a point or a realization, or you came into an awareness that you were the only one who were giving in a particular situation, like a relationship or a job. And there's a pattern that you noticed, and when you do Pi 3, you had taking it upon yourself to balance it, or to not give as much when the other person doesn't appreciate it or doesn't return the energy. So Pi 3, it seems that you had recognized a pattern within yourself, relationship, that you tend to give a lot, over giving, and that's already a good sign, Pi 3, because you notice it. So that's really good start to be in a more receiving energy, to be in a more receptive energy. So Pi 3, you're in a good start by noticing that pattern of yours. And a horse, a person with a horse might be a symbol you see a lot, or like a person born in the year of the horse might be significant. In the past, you were quick to give, like you don't mind giving as in giving your time, your energy, even your resources, your money. If your close friend or family come in and ask to borrow your money, you wouldn't hesitate to give them, even though you don't have that much yourself, just an example. But then those situation pattern tend to repeat themselves, and they never return your money that they borrow, or that when you need money you can never go and borrow their money. So these are the pattern situations that you used to find yourself in. And now pie 3, how to be in a more receptive energy, is that you learn to be more discerning, and you learn to have a bit more boundary on giving. Because pie 3, I think you are a very generous person. Like, you would be the first person to give, or the first person to help someone, to step up, to offer a helping hand, because you're just that kind of person, and that's very admirable. But you have learned that sometimes discernment is needed, and boundary is needed on people who just doesn't know how to stop taking. So by 3, how to be in a more receptive energy or receiving energy is that, in a way, you want to receive, but in a way you kind of pour, or maybe in the past you give a lot to people who doesn't return that energy. So when you give, just an example, in a relationship, you give your time, your understanding, your compassion, like I say, even your resources in that romantic relationship, and that person doesn't return your energy, so you wasn't giving any of that what you give back. But it's like when you give your partner all that, you don't expect anything, and you thought like and it's just an example. So you love that person because they're your partner, and you don't mind giving it to them, but then you find yourself depleted because the energy isn't returned. So yeah, so now you're more discerning on who you give your energy to. Pie 3, because it's not that we shouldn't give an energy to someone when we know they won't return it. It's that when you dedicate it, when you're loyal, when you committed to a relationship, especially a partnership, and you give a lot of energy, there should be a balance, that they should return that energy and give you the same kind of respect, time, resources that you also give to that person. It doesn't have to be in a exactly same way. Like, for example, if you give your partner like emotional support, and they have to return the exact same emotional support, like it doesn't have to be exactly like that. It's like you give your partner emotional support and they give you their time. Yeah, it doesn't have to be exactly the same thing. It's like you gave them money and they give you cook meal, something like that. Sometimes give and take doesn't have to be the exactly same thing. Sometimes they do. Like if someone borrow your money, 600 euro example, they have to give back the 600 euro. They cannot like give back, I don't know, a horse or something. It has to be some relationship. You do have to get back that exact thing, but in some relationship, like a partnership, it doesn't have to be that exactly like that, but that's up to you to discern. And now you know how to discern. Pie 3, so that's really good. So now you know who you should pour to, because when you pour all your energy and give to this particular partnership and receive nothing back, you notice that imbalance. So you're like, you have to let go of that, because it doesn't fulfill you in any way. It's like it's really depleted you. It's like if you pour so much energy into someone, your cup will be empty while theirs will be overflowing. So there's an imbalance, and you made the right choice to let go of any imbalanced relationship that you see in your life. Like, for example, if you hang out with a friend and you notice that that friend tends to always talking about themselves and their pom-pom, but they never listen to yours, you know by 3 that, oh, this relationship is imbalanced, and there's nothing wrong with you wanting more in a relationship, because when you're the only one that give, people would just take without consideration. If you're just giving, they would just take, and they wouldn't and when you stop giving, they wouldn't understand why. They're like, why did you stop? Yeah, some people are like that. So it's good that you recognize that, and trying to recognize that in a relationship, and trying to put a strong boundary and strong discernment, so that when you hang out with that person, or when you're in a relationship, it doesn't drain you anymore. Because really, to be honest, relationship and connection is supposed to fulfill you. It's supposed to give you energy and inspire you rather than drain you all the time. And you finally know that pattern, so that's really good. That's recognizing these patterns is the first step toward being more in a receiving energy, receptive energy. So when you recognize that, you need to stop giving, stop over giving. And so when you find yourself stepping over that boundary that you set, it's good to set a limit. So that's the first step you can do to recognize the pattern. It's like, for example, if you hang out with someone and you notice they start talking about themselves again, how can you make it a balanced relationship? Maybe try to give yourself a chance to speak up, about your life, and contribute the conversation about yourself, and see how that person react. If they just brush your part aside, like they just brush your contribution aside and continue to talk about themselves, then you would know that you would recognize Paitri that relationship is imbalanced. Okay, Paitri, how can you be in a more receptive energy, receiving energy? When you decided to transition into a more balanced energy, as in you notice where the imbalance of your relationship is, and you want to change that, you want to tip the scale, you're going toward the right way. If you notice like, oh, my relationship with this person is very imbalanced and I want to change that, the first step of changing something is to be aware of it first, and I think you are aware of it, so that's really good. High 3, you are aware where something needs to change. You are more aware when you are being like a bit unfair to yourself, as in like that example of that friend who always talk about herself and like won't let you contribute to the conversation. So you kind of notice how unfair that person is, how you are being unfair to yourself by continue to tolerate or continue to take this kind of or continue to accept this kind of behavior from a friend like that. Yes, so you are doing good by 3. You are going toward being a more receptive or receiving energy. But I notice where you need to receive more rather than give, and that's amazing to be able to come to realization and be aware like that. That take a lot of reflection, that take a lot of observation, that take a lot of, I guess, present. Like you must really be present, you know what I mean, in the moment, rather than let it just pass you by and then think back later about what just happened. I guess you have a lot of instinct like that by 3, but not anymore. Now you're very aware of each relationship that you have and how some are not as balanced, and you would like to change that, and that's a good idea and the right call. You're beginning to, or you have already decided to give yourself more time, as in more time, more attention, more focus on yourself, as in you generously give these to other people, but you notice that you don't receive as much as what you give, like I say, time, attention, and focus, or even care, or so you notice that you give these things to a lot of people and it wasn't returned, so now you're determined to give it to yourself, and I think that's such a self-love act, and you deserve it by 3. You deserve what you freely give to others too. 3, I'm gonna give you this Whisper of Love deck on how can you be more in a receiving energy. So you got number 1. Listen with your heart. You are listening but need to hear with a loving heart. Ooh. The opportunity is here for you to bring a loving perspective to a situation. It is easy to get wrapped up in the words being said. What does your heart say about this situation? It knows the truth. Trust that. Sit still, take a deep breath, and ask your heart what you need to know. Yeah, something like that example that I gave, that friend of yours always, it's just an example, always talk about themselves, and when you try to talk about yourself, they would just brush past. But even though how they brush past is very pretty, like the word is really pretty, it's like, oh, like for example, you told them that you finally post your YouTube video or something, and they would go, oh, that's very nice, that's amazing. It's like empty words. It's a pretty word, but empty words, like I think you have a lot of those situations. Like another example would be you're in a relationship and then your partner would always say, oh, I care for you, I even love you, I really care about you, but they're just words, you know what I mean? But you doesn't feel what they say, but you doesn't feel careful, like care for, like when in that relationship, even though your partner might say a lot of pretty words, but you don't really feel them, something like that. So you kind of notice that about a lot of people, poetry, that they say a lot of things, but they don't really mean them. What does your heart say about this situation? It knows the truth. Trust that. Sit still, take a deep breath, and ask your heart what you need to know. Love first task is to listen. Do you have a habit of drifting away while someone else is speaking? Do you get entangled in your own thoughts? Take time to process what is being communicated before you respond or react. Learning to listen with an open heart will help you receive guidance or affirm something you already know. 2 young women are shown in this card. One holds a seashell to the other's ear. The seashell represents the good thing that can be discovered in a challenging situation. The pod of dolphins playing in the background denote the joy that may be found. The white horse may be a call to control your emotion. You got a lot of horse in your reading, like white horse, the chariot, a horse, was a person who born, and a horse, the person who born in the year of the horse may be significant. The white horse may be a call to control your emotions. Stop and listen. What do you hear and how can it to bring more happiness to your life? And we gotta treasure the one that actually listen to us, who actually give us the time, the attention, like really listen to what we have to say in our opinion. If you notice those relationships that you also have those kind of relationship in your life, you might want to concentrate on those more, the one that actually, you know, return what you give. It's like a friend that you're not really close to, for example. It's a new friend and you're not really close to, but you notice that this person always listens to you and always present when you like telling your story, always have their attention on you or focused on you when you like telling them something. So you might want to nurture, or you might want to concentrate more on the one that return your energy by 3. Okay, by 3 I'm gonna give you an original poem written by me. This one is called number 88, Don't Make Promises You Can't Keep. I already posted in my Instagram if you want to check it out. You say I would never hurt you, and I said don't make promises you can't keep. We will not form a pattern. We will not repeat. I'm too wise to fall into own trap. I know what humans are capable of. You're not pure, you're not perfect, so don't be afraid of your humanness, because mistake will be inevitable. Sometimes you are not meant to hurt me, but to never do sound impossible. Yeah. So that's my original poem. If you want to read more of my original poetry, please follow me in Instagram below. And if you want to read more of my pick a card like in a written form, you can follow my Tumblr. Thank you. Bye.